Peace and good morning. Peace and good morning. How you doing? I am Shy Dragon's Pitchfork. You know who I am. If you've been riding along with me, I'm not checking stats to see if anybody's watching. I might be doing this by myself. Doesn't matter. I'm here to grow, here to learn. If you've been paying attention though, this is Read With Me. I am reading The Magic by Rhonda Byrne, the author of The Secret. And this book has a 28-day program in there where you can learn to, you can do some gratitude exercises and see what effect that has on your life. So I'm going through the process of doing this because last week after reading some of this and implementing just a touch of what I read from the night before, I saw some very interesting results. So I want to go ahead and give this a shot, give it a real shot. So I'm on day 2 of the actual program. I did day 1 yesterday. Day 2 was supposed to be read last night, but I crashed. I went down at like 6 in the evening, crashed till midnight, and I've been up since then. Got up, showered, made sure I spent some time with wifey and pup. And then there were just some networking opportunities that popped up, 2 really opportune networking opportunities. Had some really engaging conversations, some very meaningful conversations that, again, confirmed that I'm in the right place at the right time and I'm doing the right things. So they were probably the encouragement I needed at this point. And who knows, maybe this is the result of me reading this book. Who knows? And actually not just reading the book, but doing the practices in here. So let's get to day 2, because I don't want, in case anybody is doing this, I don't want you to get caught up in conversation the whole time. We can have conversations one-on-one. I'm not interested in these meaningless social media connections where we just like stuff and comment on stuff with little emojis and stuff. I'm looking for real, genuine connections and conversations. So that's what I'm building. That's what I'm doing this for, is to find those people that I really resonate with, really connect with. And if you're one of them, we'll see, man. And I look forward to really getting a genuine connection with you in the near future. All right, so we are on day 2, the Magic Rock. Make sure we put me spectacles on. How's your morning going? If you are up here and with me live and direct, hope it's going well. Mine is lovely. It has been a perfect night or day, so to speak. I woke up at I think it was 11:50, so I've been up all day, literally, since I've been up since midnight. And I guess I can go ahead and mention a couple of people I had these conversations with in case you want to go check in and tap in with what they're doing. One of them is D Rhymes. He's actually he does a lot of things. He's an amazing MC. First, that's how we connected, but the brother's extremely intelligent in general. Really solid understanding on things like finance. He's got a really solid understanding of technology. He's last night, part of where the conversation went was us talking about the video game that he's developed, not developing, but developed. He said they've got 1 bug in the game now. They're getting ready for their next steps. And the game is dope. He showed us some of the game on Instagram Live last night. And we had some conversations about what some might call a near-death experience for most, but I mean, he came out unscathed. And we talked about that experience and what happened after that experience, some of his perspective shift and some of the understanding he's gained from the experience. It was just really, really profound conversation. And then next up was, after I spent some time with Yani and the pup, there was this Twitter space going on by this brother I met last week in a space. And we popped up in 2 spaces together over the past week. And each time has been really engaging. And some of the comments we've shared back and forth have been really like, something about this brother I need to connect with. So I went and jumped in the space with him. And he was dropping a bunch of gems in there first and foremost. Excuse me. But after the gems he dropped in there, after I got done, because my hands were tied, so I couldn't engage for the first probably 30, 45 minutes that I was in the place. It was kind of like radio to me. But after that first 35 to 45 minutes, I was able to jump in, and we had some really solid, engaging conversations. Us and a gentleman from UPG Social, that's a company or a network. I don't know how to even describe it, but it's something that Buckshot from Black Moon is involved with, and he engages with. So the conversations all of us had together were really like affirmations and confirmations that I'm on that page. I'm on that page. I'm on the track, on a very similar track, and that there are people out there. I'm not crazy. There are people out there who are working in the same ways, who are having some of the same experiences and some very similar unexplainable affirmations and events that are letting them know that this is the way. So it's good to feel like I'm finding a few more of my people out here. But let's get to the reading now that my spectacles are up. Day 2, the exercise for day 2 again should have been read last night according to them, but Yani let me know that I didn't have to read it last night since she's read beyond here. Pardon me. Day 2 is the magic rock. And yes, I'll probably be going down for a nap. I've been up since 11 something. I'll probably take a morning nap, so I'm revitalized for all my calls today, because my calls start to ramp up on Tuesdays, and then Tuesday I think is my busiest day of the week. So I'll definitely catch a nap shortly after doing my practices here and get on the treadmill, do a little bit of work, do a little organization. But day 2, the magic rock, and I can already see why she says I have what I need, because I've already identified. You'll see. Reflect upon your present blessings, of which every man has plenty, not on your past misfortunes, of which all men have some. Charles Dickens. Word. You know, that quote reminds me a lot of what sent me into depression when I was battling that for the final time. It's the dwelling on the past and dwelling on the dark and not knowing how not to, not having a way not to, because I wasn't eating properly. I wasn't keeping myself in environments that weren't constantly injecting toxins into my mind. So I was consuming a lot of toxic matter, whether it was subject matter, whether it was alcohol in crazy amounts, whether it was just negativity and dark energy from the people that I engaged with the most heavily. It's information. I wasn't feeding myself enough positive, nourishing information and positive, nourishing relations and engagements. So yeah, stay away from the past if you can, man. Don't spend too much time there. It's a dark. It can be become a dark place if you stay there for too long. All right. In the beginning of working with these practices, it takes concentrated days in a row to make gratitude a habit. Anything that reminds you to be grateful is helping you to turn your life into gold with gratitude, and that's exactly what this magical practice is about. Lee Browser presented the gratitude rock practice in the Secret film and book, when he told us the story of the father of a dying child who used the gratitude rock to be grateful for his son's health, and his son made a miraculous recovery. Since then, the gratitude rock has been a proven success with many people the world over who have used it for money, healing, and happiness. First, find a rock or stone. Choose a small size that fits in the palm of your hand and that you can close your fingers around. Choose a rock that is smooth, without sharp edges, not too weighty, and that feels really good in your hand when you hold it. You can find a magic rock from your garden, if you have one, or from a riverbed, creek, ocean, or park. If you don't have any easy access to any of these places, then ask your neighbors, family, or friends. You may even have a precious rock or stone already that you can use as your magic rock. Funny thing about the magic rock thing, right? I had this stone. Yani's been giving me stones since we got together. She's been getting me stones, and I haven't really thought too much about it, right? I haven't gone too heavily in, but I've developed some appreciation for them because they meant something to her. So they meant something to me because she cared so much and she poured her love into these objects and she handed them to me. So they mean something to me because they were given to me by her, and I know her love is imbued into these objects, even, whether there's some scientific, matter or magical, whatever to it or not. I don't put too much weight into that, right? I don't worry about or concern myself with try to rationalize or overthink that. But there's one that she gave me probably in 2021, maybe at some point in 2022. I'm pretty sure 2021. And I carried this stone in my pocket every day. It's a smooth black stone, beautiful. It's like an onyx or whatever. And there was actually a bigger stone too. This is a little fragment from that other stone. I forget what this one is called. It's a very clear whitish rock. I forget what it's called. I'll find out. But this is a huge one that broke down more and more over time, and I've kept fragments from that. But the black one, we went to South Carolina. We met up with the creator down there in my man's zone, and that was the first person I let hold my rock. Held the rock. We came back from South Carolina, and somehow just after that, the rock has been missing up until last week. It's been missing. I kind of was like, okay, maybe the rock served its purpose. It's a black, beautiful stone. It's perfect. It's a perfect circle. It's like, yo, maybe this thing served its purpose. I even said, maybe this rock was meant to draw the darkness out of me. And now that I don't feel that darkness anymore inside of me, maybe that rock, it served its purpose and it's gone on. Maybe it's in somebody else's hands. Maybe it's doing some other job, but we're redoing the floor in the bedroom. We bought the supplies last year. We just haven't gotten around to it because we've been focused on how do we get the income, and also develop the skills, develop the relationships, develop the communities, develop the spaces. I've been very heavily focused on a whole bunch of things, but redoing that floor. We finally got in there and ripped up the carpet when we came back in here, ripped up the carpet in the closet, and I was supposed to paint the closet, but I've been heavy grind mode. So Yani went to paint it, and she found the stone. Apparently it fell under the carpet somehow, or it got in the closet because she ripped out the closet system and everything in there, and she found it and gave it to me last week. So it's funny that rock comes back into my life just before I start reading this book. A whole bunch of little weird things like that happen in my life. And if you've heard me, if you know me, I said a while back in a song back in the early 2000s that I assign meaning to the things I find. So I'm assigning meaning to it that it was supposed to happen right now. Let's get back to it. Obviously, it's close to bedtime, but I'm going to do this practice before I go to bed. So first, all right, when you found your magic rock, put it by your bedside in a place where you will definitely see it when you go to bed. Clear some space if necessary so that you can easily see your magic rock when you go to bed. If you use an alarm clock, put it next to your alarm clock. Tonight, just before you go into bed, to go to sleep, pick up your magic rock, hold it in the palm of one hand, and close your fingers around it. Think back carefully through all the good things that happened during the day and find the best thing that happened that you're grateful for. Then say the magic words. Thank you for the best thing that happened. Return the magic rock to its place by your bed. And that's it. Excuse me. Every night, for the next 26 days, follow the same magic rock practice. Before you go to sleep, think back through the day and find the best thing that happened that day. While holding your magic rock in your hand, be as grateful as you can be for that thing and say, thank you. Using a rock seems like such a simple thing to do, but through this practice, you will see magic things begin to happen in your life. When you look for the best thing that happened during the day, you will search through many good things that happened, and in the process of searching and then deciding on the best one, you actually thinking of many things you're grateful for. You will also be ensuring that you go to sleep and wake up in gratitude each day. The Count Your Blessings and Magic Rock practices will ensure that you begin and end your days in a state of gratitude. In fact, they're so powerful that together they would change your life in a few months. But this book is designed to change your life really fast through an abundance of magical practices. Because gratitude is magnetic and attracts more things to be grateful for, the concentration of gratitude over 28 days will intensify the magnetic force of your gratitude. When you have a strong magnetic force of gratitude like magic, you automatically magnetize everything you want and need to you. Magic reminder. Be sure to read tomorrow's magical practice sometime today, as you will need to collect some photographs before you begin. Magic practice number 2. Repeat steps 1 to 3 of magic practice number 1. Count your blessings, make a list of 10 blessings, write why you're grateful, reread your list at the end of each blessing, and say thank you, thank you, thank you, and feel as grateful for that blessing as you can. 2, find a magic rock and put it by your bedside. 3, before going to sleep tonight, hold your magic rock in your hand and think of the best thing that happened today. Say the magic words, thank you, for the best thing that happened today. Repeat the magic rock practice every night for the next 26 days. Read tomorrow's magical practice today. So, I'm going to get the rock. Going to do my gratitude, but I think I'm going to do this differently. I'll do the rock and I'm going to do the thank yous. And think about the best thing. There was a lot that happened over the past 24 that was helpful. So, definitely going to do that, but I'm not going to do gratitude before I go down because I can tell it's time for me to go. But when I get up, I'll do my gratitude and then I'll do the magic rock again tonight. But what I will do also is I'll go ahead and read this other chapter right now, the day 3, and let's see. We'll just see what happens, right? Maybe there's a way I'll incorporate day 3 in this morning as well. So day 3 is magical relationships. Imagine if you were the only person on earth, you would have no desire to do anything. What would be the point in creating a painting if no one could see it? What would be the point in composing music if no one could hear it? What would be the point in inventing anything if there was no one to use it? There would be no reason to move from one place to another because wherever you went would be the same as where you were. No one would be there. There would be no pleasure or joy in your life. That, again, I'm not supposed to have emotional responses to what's happening in the book, but my programming and my past experiences and who I've been has a reaction. I figure I'll share it. My inner self is saying that's bush. That's straight up bush. And wise, yo, I can be very happy by myself, especially if I got something like Zen, got a dog with me. I can handle that. Making music, I actually make it so I can hear it myself. I usually listen to music alone. I used to make beat. I mean, I don't do it as much now because I'm so focused externally and doing so many things in the world. But normally I make music and rock it by myself. And I'm happy. It'd be nice to have people to share it with because there are people and because I engage with people. But if I was by myself, cool. And then there are also reasons to move from one place to another in case, say, your food sources run low or run dry. What if you have seasonal food sources where you are? So some of these points just, I trigger those types of thoughts in my head. Let's go. It's your contact and experiences with other people that give your life joy, meaning, and purpose. Because of that, your relationships affect your life more than anything else. To perceive the life of your dreams, it's vital that you understand how your relationships affect your life now and how they are the most powerful channels for gratitude to start magically changing your life. Here's another reason why I say the I could be alone part is I spent most of my life alone. I came up in a family where we all kind of did our own thing. You know, my sister was 7 years older, so she obviously had teenage or older young lady things to do. My mother was a hard worker, so she was always at work, or she was getting her degree. There weren't a lot of times that we spent together as a family, so I wasn't used to family time. I was used to entertaining myself, and being a young black kid in Colorado Springs, especially in the part of town where I was, is a neighborhood called Briargate back then. In Briargate, I was one of 3 black kids at my school, or one of 3 black kids that I knew that went to the school, and the 3 of us didn't talk, and it was made painfully clear to me on a few occasions that I was different. So I chose to stay to myself most of the time. A lot of times when I go out and I play with those kids, I wouldn't enjoy it at some point in time. So I got used to being alone. I tried to learn to socialize more when I came out to the East Coast, and even that took a long time. I remember there were times when kids would come to my house, knock on the door to get me to come outside and go hang out. I wouldn't lift a finger to go answer the door. I was cool by myself in the crib. This happened often. Like I still float back in my head and remember the day that one of those times when the kids ran up on the back deck and jumped up on the fence of the back deck, looked in the house, and it's like, yo, I see you. So yeah, I'm like cool being by myself quite often. I appreciate having love in my life, and I appreciate the hell out of having Yani in my life, and I don't ever want to be without her if I don't have to. But I've been alone for a long time, and alone is normally where I found my solace and found my peace. All right. Science is now confirming the wisdom of the great sages of the past, with research studies showing that people who practice gratitude have closer relationships, are more connected to family and friends, and have other people look upon them favorably. But probably the most astounding statistic that has come out of research studies is that for every one complaint about another person, whether in thought or word, there have to be 10 blessings for the relationship to flourish. Any less than 10 blessings for every one complaint, and the relationship will deteriorate. And if the relationship is a marriage, it will most likely end up in divorce. Word. Gratitude makes relationships flourish. As you increase your gratitude for any relationship, you will magically receive an abundance of happiness and good things in that relationship. And gratitude for your relationships doesn't change only your relationships, it also changes you. No matter what your temperament is now, gratitude will give you more patience, understanding, compassion, and kindness to the point where you won't even recognize yourself. The little irritations you once felt and the complaints you had in your relationships will disappear, because when you're truly grateful for another person, there's nothing you want to change about that person. You won't criticize, complain about, or blame them because you're too busy being grateful for the good things about them. In fact, you won't even be able to see the things you used to complain about. Quote coming up here. We can only be said to be alive in those moments when our hearts are conscious of our treasures. It's Thornton Wilder. He's a writer and playwright. Words are powerful. So when you complain about any person, you actually harm your life. It is your life that will suffer. By the law of attraction, whatever you think or say about another person, you bring to you. This is the very reason why the greatest minds and teachers of the world have told us to be grateful. They knew that for you to receive more in your life, for your life to magically increase, you have to be grateful for others just as they are. What if every person close to you said, I love you, just the way you are? How would that feel? Today's magical practice is being grateful for the people just as they are. Even if all of your relationships are currently good, they will increase with more magnificence through this practice. And with everything you find to be grateful for in each person, you will see gratitude perform its breathtaking magic. And your relationships will be stronger, more fulfilling, and more enriching than you ever thought they could be. Choose 3 of your closest relationships to be grateful for. You might choose your wife, your son and your father or your boyfriend, your business partner and your sister. You might choose your best friend, your grandmother, and your uncle. You can choose any 3 relationships that are important to you. As long as you have a photograph of each person, the photograph can be just of the person or the both of you together. Once you have selected your 3 relationships and photographs, you are ready to set the magic into motion. Sit down and think about the things that you are most grateful for about each person. What are the things you love most about this person? What are their best qualities? You can be grateful for their patience, ability to listen, talents, strengths, good judgment, wisdom, laughs, sense of humor, eyes, smile, or kind heart. You could be grateful for the things you enjoy doing with the person. Or you can recall a time when the person was there for you, cared for, or supported you. After you've spent some time thinking about what you're grateful for about the person, put their photograph in front of you. And with a pen and notebook or on your computer, choose the 5 things you are most grateful for. Look at the photograph of the person as you make your list of 5 things. Begin each sentence with the magic words, "Thank you." Address the person by their name and then write what you're grateful for. So here's a format here. Thank you, enter the person's name, for, and then what you want to thank them for. For example, "Thank you, John, for always making me laugh." Or, "Thank you, Mom, for supporting me through college." When you finish your list for all 3 people, continue with this magical practice by taking the photographs with you today and putting them in a place where you will see them often. Whenever you look at the photographs today, thank the person by saying the magic words, "Thank you," and the person's name. Thank you, Haley. If you're moving around a lot, carry the photographs with you in your bag or pocket and make an effort to look at the photographs 3 times during the day, following the same procedure. Now you know how to use gratitude's magical power to transform your relationships into magical relationships. Although it is not part of the requirement of this book, you may want to take this amazing practice and use it every day if necessary to make every relationship you have magnificent. You can use it on the same relationship as many times as you want. The more you can be grateful for the good things in your relationships, the faster every relationship in your life will miraculously change. All right, now we come to magic practice number 3, magical relationships. 6-step process. Repeat steps 1 to 3 of magic practice number 1. Count your blessings. Make a list of 10 blessings, write why you're grateful, reread your list, and at the end of each blessing, say thank you, thank you, thank you, and feel as grateful for that blessing as you can. Choose 3 of your closest relationships and collect a photograph of each person. 3. With the photo in front of you, write 5 things you are most grateful for about each person in your journal or on your computer. 4. Begin each sentence with the magic words, "Thank you." Include their name and what you're specifically grateful for. 5. Carry the 3 photographs with you today, or put them in a place where you will see them often. Look at the photographs on at least 3 occasions. Speak to the person's face in the photograph and thank them by saying the magic words, "Thank you," and their name. For example, "Thank you, Haley." Number 6. Before you go to sleep, take your magic rock in one hand and say the magic words, "Thank you," for the best thing that happened during the day. All right. So we're on day 4 after this. So tomorrow we will do day 4. Let's see how things go, man. Yes, I'm looking forward to thinking about all the good things that happened yesterday. Although I will admit I am tired. So Might have to do a couple of jumping jacks before I do this just to make sure I'm awake enough to do it. I'm kidding. But glad I got a chance to do this. I did want to make sure that I kept this up and I keep this practice up. So we will see you tomorrow for day 4. Hopefully it'll be at an hour or time that works. And if you're doing any of this, I'd love to hear back from you, DM or whatever you want to do. We'll holler. Have a good one. Peace. Love you.